Thank you, Speaker. Happy birthday, Abbotsford Public School. I take this opportunity to speak about the centenary of Abbotsford Public School. Last Friday and Saturday, our community came together to celebrate this important milestone of the 100th birthday of Abbotsford Public School, and it is a privilege to share some of that history with the Chamber today so that it can remain in the records of the New South Wales Parliament's Hansard for all of time. On the very first day the headmaster turned up to welcome his first cohort of students, he forgot one important detail: the keys to the school building. So, on that very first day, the children of Abbotsford learned their first great life lesson. Sometimes the best education begins with a bit of improvisation. So back home, all of those students went. They had to come back to school the next day for their first day. It was a humble, hopeful beginning for Abbotsford Public School, a single building surrounded by paddocks and farms and factories, serving a neighbourhood still in its relative infancy. But what opened that day wasn't just a school, it was the seed of a proud community. Over the past century, Abbotsford Public School has been shaped by the changing face of Australia through war and peace, depression and growth, migration and modernisation, and through it all, this school has stood strong, not just as an institution of learning, but as a place of belonging. I want to acknowledge a local parent of the school, Mr. Randall Stewart, who has prepared a short history of Abbotsford Public School, and I take this opportunity to read some of what Randall has written today. The history of Abbotsford Public School is as fascinating as the broader story of Canada Bay and the peninsula that embraces Abbotsford, Warringah and Chiswick. Once this land was dominated by sprawling estates belonging to a handful of families. Over time, the landscape transformed with the rise of new communities, while memories linger of the trams that once rattled past the school to the old Nestle factory, now just echoes of a bygone era. Establishing a school in Abbotsford first emerged in 1906 when a proposal was made to the Department of Education. However, the idea was dismissed because schools were already nearby at Drummoyne and Five Dock. The need for a local school didn't fade, and on December 10, 1913, another application was submitted. The combined population of Drummoyne and Five Dock exceeded 2,000 students at that time. This time, the department formally supported the proposal in May 1914. Exactly 3 years later, on December 10, 1916, land on Blackwall Point Road was purchased for the school. After a tender process, the foundation stone was laid in November 1924 and construction began for Abbotsford Public School. It officially opened its doors in March 1925, welcoming 350 eager students on its first day. The school grounds had once been part of Speed Market's gardens. Across the road, the famous poet Henry Lawson had lived and died just 2 years before the school opened. Over the decades, aerial photographs capture the school's evolution. New classrooms, an oval, extensions to the main building now housing the library, a new hall, portable units and synthetic grass play areas. Abbotsford Public School has had 15 principals, including the current principal, Miss Chris Johnson, and I acknowledge her strong leadership of the school. In the early days, students did not wear uniforms, instead dressing in the everyday greys and browns of the time. A school uniform was introduced in the early 1960s, and the current blue and yellow uniform came later, with the logo "Play the Game." The logo has changed to be that of the bar-tailed godwit, a bird that lives within Canada Bay, its survival tenuous due to the development of the mangrove areas and the impact of recreational activities along the shoreline. The school now has a motto, which is, at Abbotsford, every child will learn about the world around them and discover the world within. In 2025, we find ourselves not just celebrating the past, but looking with confidence to the future. Abbotsford Public School has adapted, innovated and grown, and at every step it has done so without losing sight of what matters most, the well-being and development of each and every student that walks through the gates. I want to take a moment to thank and honour the generations of teachers, principals, parents, carers, volunteers, and of course the students who've made Abbotsford Public School what it is today. Education is a team team effort, and this school is proof that when a community comes together, incredible things happen. Congratulations, Abbotsford Public School. Here's to your first 100 years. I've got it on good authority. We won't be around for your next the 200th celebration, but here's to many, many more, and I wish you all the very, very best. Thank you.
Thank the member.